So guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Nothing Untouched. And let me first say shout out to the people that have the discernment to be like, you know what? I'm tired of getting ripped off. I'm tired of these ridiculous fake inflated prices. I'm tired of companies lying to me, telling me that I have to spend this or you have to buy this for this price tag. The fact is, as a consumer and a customer, as a customer first and a consumer second, they go hand in hand. You have the power to walk away and say that enough is enough. You don't have to buy that new hairbrush. You don't have to buy that new Steam game when you have a backlog of 2,000 games. You don't have to do any of those things. And the sooner you realize that you have the power to do that, the better off you will be. Anyway, Luna actually had a haircut, and she's not looking too good right now. My wife cut her hair, and this is the result because she stinks and she don't look herself. So we have to do wipe her butt and everything manually for her and all that stuff. So she's looking a little terrible now, but her hair will grow back in a little bit. But anyway, the point of this video is to talk about, I'm proud of the people that actually decided to stop spending frivolously. Now, it's a shame that it takes a movement for you to do that. You should have that discernment before. You're going to get a little scolded about that in this video. But nevertheless, you're still here, and that's all that matters. Let's focus on the positive. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is how to save money. I don't buy Dove soap anymore. I don't buy any of those high-end name brands. Now, I do go to Burlington a lot for a lot of my products, so they tend to sell things a lot cheaper to department stores. I have this big pack of soap. It's like this natural bar soap, and it's like, obviously consult with your doctor first, depending on if you have any allergies or things like that. I'm not going to tell you just buy something just to buy it, but I'm just telling you what I'm doing. And it's this huge bar, like packs of soap, like maybe 16 in a pack or something for like $10, $11 at the time. And I think I'm on bar 4 or something, and it's been over a month. I'm tired of spending money on overpriced products. Soaps, as long as it works, work well. Suave works just well for me. I prefer Secret, obviously, because, it may be strong enough for a woman, but my armpits need it. And, I just put more Suave on because you can get 2 of those for $3.49 at Ross. Burlington Coat Factory. Don't believe me? Walk into your local Burlington Coat Factory. At least that's how it is in the Pennsylvania, Philadelphia area. And they can come in double packs. You can get the Blossom kind, or I think it's like a tropical kind, whatever it is. There's different ones. I'm tired of spending $15 for deodorant. Maybe that's a little bit high, but it is at least $8, $9, $10 for a certain brand. And I'm like, nothing about this product has changed over the last 20 years that should make it worth that price. The increase is because people want to make more money. Understand that we can blame inflation and Trump and Biden and everyone else for all the problems that we're having, but these high-end, whatever you want to call it, I don't know what this was, the booby grab, these high-end companies, right, they do trades with each other, and they keep increasing prices because they're concerned about the margin, whatever you want to call it, or they're trying to make a certain percentage, so they're throwing those high-costing products onto the consumers, and if you choose to consume it, you're basically telling them that it's okay to screw you over. And it's not okay. You don't have to buy the stuff that they want. Like for me, the soaps, the deodorants, that stuff is going to last me for the next 4 or 5 months, those bars of soaps, that one-time purchase. Instead of me buying that bottle of Dove for $8.99, $8.49, $11.99, $11.49, $13, why pay for that? Because it's creamy Dove and it feels good? No. It just doesn't make sense to spend that amount of money. It's a bad choice because when you buy more than one bottle, you already paid for your transportation for the entire week for 2 bottles of Dove. And you got to think about the fact that there are multiple people in your family a lot of times. And if everyone's using that product within the same week, probably before the week is over, that product is done. Obviously, bars of soap could be similar, but they're substantially cheaper. And guess what? They can last as long. And like I said before, those natural soaps that I have lather very well. So I got nothing to worry about, man. I'm not buying Head and Shoulders, $13, $14 for a double pack. It's ridiculous the amount of money that they want you to spend for products that never cost this amount of money originally in the first place. And like I said before, inflation and price increases are artificial things that companies create themselves. When they change the methods of how things are created, when they start outsourcing and doing all types of nefarious stuff behind the scenes and then lie and tell you that you're saving you money, it's as big as a scam as saying a convenience fee for companies when they charge you a certain amount of money for their convenience for you to pay your bills, which is absolutely ridiculous, or like ATM fees. So the next one is housing goods in general. Like I said before, I go to Ross. I go to Burlington Coat Factory. Occasionally, I go to Family Dollar. I might order something on Amazon from time to time if it's cheap and on sale. But I don't rely on Amazon for all of my products because it's not guaranteed that Amazon is always going to be there. And since they're basically a monopoly of how they sell things, they can do whatever it is that they want. And again, Amazon is a gateway for shopaholics. If you go to Amazon and you look at their products, and you may find a good deal, but over time you keep finding more deals and it keeps suggesting things to you. And similar to a casino, you may not be able to say no, and then you find yourself overspending. So it's very important for you to have a budget. Now, for me, the way my budget works is that all my bills are paid for. All my bills, all my savings, everything is calculated and written down, regardless of whether I work a full shift or not. I make sure that financially I'm able to afford everything. Now, in between that time, after all the money's accounted for, whatever is left over is the frivolous money that I can spend. And when I buy frivolous, it's mainly a YouTube product that I'm reviewing for a couple dollars, which is very cheap. Or 9 times out of 10, it's something for the house, like a cheap throw blanket from Five Below, and I just put that in the closet and let them stack up. Because again, I don't need to go buy a quilt for $60, $70. It doesn't make any sense because it's handmade by the Handmaid's Tale. Like, that doesn't matter. What matters is that it works and it keeps you warm, and that's all that matters to me. As a matter of fact, I have a huge Ian West Network blanket that my wife gave me as a gift, and it only costs like $20 something on Amazon. It's a huge blanket where 2 people could fit between. I'll show that off on my primary channel probably in the next couple days or so. The Ian West Network's primary channel. But yeah, I just don't. It doesn't make sense for me to spend more money because it says Ashley Stewart on it or something like that, or like I don't know who this person is to sit here and say, wow, because their name is on a product, that means it's automatically better. A blanket is a blanket at the end of the day. As long as they don't make me itch, you are good. Stop worrying about the name brands. Things can look nice and still be affordable. You got to remember, before Yeezys became $300, that was made somewhere in a factory for $12.99, and out of that money, 10 cents went on to the person that made it. So let's not forget that these products are made from scratch, and that someone sticks their name on a product, and then that rises up the price because you guys think that is better than what it actually is. Anyway, food. For me, I used to shop at Fresh Grocer, which I still do. Whenever there's a sale at Fresh Grocer for certain things, I'm sorry, I'm in my tidy whities, my shorts right here. I definitely will buy those products. Like, I do a lot of healthy choice meals. I still do cook from time to time, like not every single night, but a lot of times we'll cook every other day on the weekends, things like that, specialty meals, instead of going out and buying stuff. That's our treat. So if my wife wants to make, I don't know, they're called pastelillos or pastelillos, she'll make that her own homemade way. She makes a lot of Spanish dishes, so we'll eat some of those things. But the healthy choices are good enough for me to go to work, so that I don't have to go to McDonald's and Popeyes and eat all these nasty foods. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say the healthy choices are the healthiest options that you can choose, but the way prices are, it's just the easiest option. It just goes into the freezer. I take it whenever I need it, microwave it 4 and 5 minutes. That's good enough. Normally, I would eat a salad or cook my own chicken and make a salad wrap or something like that. I don't need snack wraps from McDonald's. I can make my own wraps. They taste better anyway. Like natural stuff tastes better. It goes into your body. It doesn't make you feel as sluggish anymore and fat and lazy. Like, a lot of that MSG and stuff that you're eating is really killing y'all. That's why y'all children be looking like 20-year-olds with the fat and everything, because they're eating all that McDonald's. And listen, kids grew up differently. I just talked to my wife about this. We had a conversation how when I was growing up, kids looked like kids. And occasionally you had that adult kid. But then now, since everyone's eating the same thing and the same hormones, everyone looks like adults. You gotta look at their face and see the maturity in the face and how old a person is. It's crazy the world we live in, man. But anyway, gaming is another thing, right? I love video games, and I have a Steam backlog that's so ridiculous. Even though all those games are on sale, I got Doom Eternal for $2.99. I got Hades for like $6 or something. I buy games for dirt cheap, right? But the thing is, most of those backlogs I won't touch. And if I look at the sheer amount of money that I spent on a lot of those games, I'm probably never going to get to it. And to be honest with you, some of them I'm buying as doubles because I left Nintendo and PlayStation and went strictly to PC, right? But then I said to myself, and I'm not encouraging anybody to do this, but I'm going to continue doing this. Dude, I just download ISO files online. I have the original software for it. I have copies of it. I have copies of the ISO files. I have it on my Steam Deck. I'm playing Resident Evil 3, the original. I'm going to do Silent Hill. Not Silent Hill. I don't like Silent Hill. But I'm going to do Dino Crisis 1, because I never played that one. I played 2, fun game. I never played 1. I saw it, but I was like, let me experience it for myself, because nothing better than experience it yourself. ISO files for free. I'm going to do Parasite Eve 1. Never played Parasite Eve 1, so I really look forward to playing that one. I did play 2, and I enjoyed 2, but I can see that how 1 is better to so many other people. And I'm just going to play all those games that I never got the opportunity to play. And I'm going to have a ball playing all those games that I never got an opportunity to play. You want to know why? Because they're free. They're online. As long as you don't sell ISO files, you know, the pirating aspect is technically not illegal, as long as I don't do that. And even if it was, I don't care. I'm still going to do it. And I'm going to play all the classics. And to be honest, I have a backlog of ISO games that I would never need to buy a new game ever again. And so I decided to stop buying games unless they're the occasional indie developer. Or I do plan on getting Resident Evil 9, but I'm 39 right now, so I think I'll wait until I'm about 41, if I'm still alive, God willing, to get Resident Evil 9 when that game is $15 with the DLC, because I just refuse to pay regular price for anything. I'm still going to splurge on certain things, but I'm going to be financially responsible. And so should you, man. Even when it comes to like used cars, get an older car. There's nothing that a new car has that's worth getting. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it at all to get a new car. You look at it, they have subscription fees. Insurances cost more than anything out of this world now. They want to charge you for every single thing. They want to charge you for using fees that's built into a car after you go off the lot. That's crazy to me. Like, get yourself a nice Toyota or something reliable. Like, I don't even care. Like, I've had the heated seats. I've had all that stuff. Like, my wife is really into cars. I'm not. I could care less. And, we had those cars. We drove in luxury heated seats in the back, I think it was, in one of the cars before, because somebody did something to that car. Customized. Like, we bought listen, we've been around the block when it comes to cars. And it just wasn't worth it. Financially, it was not worth it. I could have spent that money on anything else. And I look back on it, and I'm grateful that I had the experience to live this, because it's no longer a what if. It's just more so, no, it's an absolute waste, and we wasted a lot of time doing that. Get yourself a used car. There are a lot of tutorials on YouTube that teach you guys how to learn what to watch out for. I'm not going to talk about that in this particular video. I'll do that in another one. But yeah, you got to be careful, man. But at the same time, you got to be less obvious with your money. Another one is phones. Now, I have a S24 FE right here, right? I got this under Metro by T-Mobile, and I'm selling this today to a coworker. You may ask why you're selling that phone. And I'm switching over to a Moto G Stylus 2025. This phone is trash compared to this phone, right? Obviously, this one has a better camera, better processor, better everything, better for edits, all that stuff. But the way I'm looking at it is, this is $9 for insurance, and it's $250 to replace this phone through insurance. Versus, this is $3 a month in insurance, and it's $50 to replace this phone. You do the math. Which one means like imagine if your phone broke. Who wants to spend $250 to replace your phone? Do you know how expensive that is to have to replace a phone for that price? It just doesn't make sense to me. It costs too much. I'm one of those people where even if I can afford it, which I can, to have nice stuff, it doesn't mean that I should have it. There's nothing wrong with doing nice things for yourself. But I know myself, because I review devices all the time, and I swap devices for work, because my YouTube is like a secondary little part-time job. It's fun. I do it regardless of whether I would make money, but because I have to be smarter about my purchases. So, that's what I'm doing. And it just, I'm tired of, something coming out each year. The next phone, the S25 FE is out. Then it's going to be the S26. Then it's going to be the S27. And each phone is $659. And the price keeps increasing. And it's like, there's nothing worth these devices that are worth these incremental increases. They don't do anything differently. They don't add anything. Y'all took away the headphone jack. You took away the SD card slot. Android is taking away the features that allow you to load up applications, APK files, and all this stuff. It doesn't matter how good your product gets if you're taking away the reason why I wanted your product in the first place. And I just had to acknowledge the fact that things are different from 10, 15, whatever years ago when Android didn't suck. So I was like, I'm wrong. They've advanced and made it more stabilized. So I'm thankful for that, for the technology. But at the same time, the prices are increasing, and it just doesn't justify what it is that we're getting. So I had to let that stuff go. Let me see, are there any other topics? Trading, bartering. I love doing that. Like, I remember the days where I used to go on OfferUp when it was first safe and just trade someone. Someone would be like, listen, I got a phone, it's under this, here's the IMEI, check it, it's clean, paid off, whatever, and I'm looking to trade for a PlayStation 4 or something like that. I remember them days. And I used to trade stuff for it. And trade, barter, check the product, make sure everything is good, have clean products, and just swap with, decent human beings that aren't scammers. Now we're at a point where everybody is just scamming, unfortunately. Everyone wants to get a come up. They're not even willing to tell the truth about a product. Like, I bought an electric bike for like $200. It was normally like $600 or something online. I got it for $200. The guy's like, oh, the bike is fine and all this stuff. And I did test it out a little bit. But as I started riding the bike, because, again, when you test these type of things out, you won't know the problems until later on. And it had an issue with the tire, a slow leak. I had no idea. The guy knew it because I messaged him about it. He could have just told me I was going to buy the bike regardless. But some people are just scummy scammers. So, I had to get the tire replaced, which, I did. It doesn't cost much. The pedal was damaged, where when you pedal, the screw was like kind of stripped. So I had to replace that screw. It doesn't cost much, but he didn't say anything. And it's like, when you look at certain products and it's like, yeah, it works. It was worth the purchase regardless. And I'm lucky to not have the problems that I had. But people still know what they're selling. Like for me, when I sell a phone, this phone doesn't have a nick, a scratch, or nothing. The IMEI is clean. I make sure to show you and prove to you that these things can be done before, I sell the product. And even when I meet up with people, I talk to them about the product. I explain to them how they don't have to go into the store to pay $25, $30 to swap devices. That you can go online into your account. They do it for absolutely free. This is how you get your HDMI, IMEI, and all that stuff. We just got to be better people, man. I know it's a rant, but we just got to be better people in general and stop trying to take advantage of others and just realize that everyone is struggling. And if you have something that I want and I have something that you want, why can't we just come to a gentleman's agreement and just swap devices and do things and look out for one another, We just living in a time where people just want to take. They're envious of what everybody else has. They're looking at your pockets. They're checking on what you make. Your jobs, you can get a car, and if the job finds out about it, they cut your hours out of spite thinking they're paying you too much. It's just mind your business. It's just too much. It's just too much going on in this world. But again, for the people that are being smarter about saving, I'm glad that you guys finally became adults because everyone else was already doing it. A lot of people were already struggling and said, I got to make a change in my life. For me, I was spending hundreds of dollars a month on junk food. Hundreds of dollars a month. I remember my wife used to say, we should go out more. And, I'm like, girl, you know how much money we spend on junk food? Like, go outside. She don't want to go outside. When she steps outside, she realizes I don't want to be around these people. And I understand because it's dangerous. People are loud, yelling, screaming. They're not quiet anymore. They don't stay to themselves. They're just we live in a different time. Let's just put it that way. Where how you feel is more important than, everything else in the world. And that's a dangerous world to live in. But anyway, I still love it. I'm happy I'm alive. Thank you, God, for keeping me alive. Thank you for giving me the discernment to be a better person and find you and all that good stuff, man. But anyway, like and subscribe like always. Hope this video helps someone. I had fun making it. I'm tired of making videos trying to be all philosophical. I ain't got time for that. It's good to just see a person for who they are. Realize that you make mistakes. I make mistakes. You make mistakes. I'm willing to admit it. You may not be able to, but someday your eyes will open and you realize once you start realizing you make mistakes and you're willing to admit it and work on yourself, it really wasn't that bad to criticize yourself. Like, you're not above it. Neither am I. Anyway, like and subscribe like always. See you guys in the next video. Till then, take care. Peace. God bless. I'm out. I got work to go to.